Hi everyone, this is Patty from Metaphysical Insight, and today I want to chat about ego. Um, there's something I saw this morning on my Facebook page, a video. It was like a 50 some second video from this really lovely young psychic medium who bills himself or his people bill him as the top psychic medium. Mind you, there are several really amazing top psychic mediums who've been doing that work for years. This is a young person. And what he said in this really short video, um, it, I don't know. Well, let's put it. Let me just say this. I am not a person that gets offended easily, and I wasn't even offended by this. Actually, I was more disappointed in him. In some of his videos, um, well, let me just tell you what he said in this one here. Okay. He was getting ready he was doing an event. He was on stage. It was a large event, and there was a pretty full audience of people. And he didn't really start the event just yet, and he was chatting with the people. And he was like making them laugh, and he was saying, yeah, you have like, you already have a bunch of dead people, with you here and there and stuff like that. And he was just trying to making light of things. He really is a lovely person. And he said, um, yeah, I don't say, and I'll just say a name, for example. I can't remember what the name he said, and it doesn't matter if he's just saying a name in random. Is there a John out there? He said, I don't read like that. He said, to me, that's BS. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. In other videos of his, he admitted, and which is the truth, all of us psychic mediums read differently. We are all different people, so we don't read the same. Our abilities come to us differently. They don't all, God didn't give us all the same exact ability to connect with our past over loved ones. Some people can actually, if you looked at my videos, I'll just say this really quickly. Some mediums can see the past over loved ones. Some can just hear them. Some can hear sentences. Some can hear words. Sometimes it's a little difficult to hear the past over because it's not really that easy for them to come through. And so sometimes it's a bit of a puzzle for us, and we'll get a name and maybe the name is not that correct, with some psychic mediums. And it just sounds like, especially if, past over loved one has an accent. And so um, I posted, I don't post things, you know what I'm saying? And on his site, I just like his stuff and everything. And I did post that I was disappointed in him. And I wrote what I just said a little bit. And I have been, following him for a while now because I really do like the way he reads. And he is very lovely. And he has a lovely little family now. And he had a TV show that was before the pandemic. And then the pandemic hit. And then the show, he obviously went down, but I think he'll be coming back. And so that's what really, pumped him up, okay, to have the following he has. He does Zoom and he does live events, and he just started doing live events again. And so I did notice in other videos of his as well, throwing little digs the way other psychic mediums read. And little digs is a slang for insults, little insults. I don't like that. I know, the police have um, their own little clique. You know what I'm saying? Like they have their own little group. The firemen have their own little group. Actors have their own little group. I can't think of the word right now. Musicians have their own little group, a little code. You know what I'm saying? There's a code amongst all of them. You respect each other. Don't knock each other down. And I noticed in some of his videos that he was doing that. He's doing those little digs, like, for the way, some, psychic mediums are reading. And I just disagree with that. There are some major, major, high powered, okay, long reading psychic mediums out there who are amazing. And they read the way they read. Okay, I'm getting chills. I'm being validated here. And they read the way they read because that's the way God gave their ability to them. God made all of us, okay, equal. And so, but our personalities and traits and things like that are very different, and our abilities. Some people come to this earthly plane like little prodigies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They parents throw them in front of a piano and they can play like, they've come from another lifetime. They were musicians in another lifetime. They come here. I mean, so, everybody is different. We're all different. But the bottom line with the psychic medium stuff is we're just trying to do a good deed and, help the healing of our clients by connecting them with their passed over loved ones to let them know that they are still around them and that they love them and that, they've never left them. Basically, no matter how we get the message or how we deliver that message, the bottom line is the message is the same, okay? We get the message to our clients about our passed over loved one, helping our clients to try and heal. So with actors, okay, and young people mostly, okay, the ego is easier to corrupt a younger person. They just don't have the wisdom that an older person has because they've already dealt with ego stuff and know what it is and know how to handle it and know what's right and wrong. Not everybody, but most, okay? Young people, because they're so excitable and they're learning, it's easier for them to be corrupted by the ego. Musicians, actors, very easy. You could see they start out doing, and politicians, people, I'm saying, in the limelight. Okay, they start out like, oh, I really love this. This is a passion of mine. It's all wonderful. And then the next thing you know, their ego has inflated. Okay, they're 10 feet off the ground right now because their ego has inflated so much. It's, taken them up. They're not grounded anymore. They're now mostly doing it because the money is amazing and because they have so many fans and the fans have pumped them up so much that they pumped all that air to inflate the person's ego. Now, if you were grounded or knew how to keep yourself grounded, this would not happen to you, okay? This would not happen if you started feeling yourself feeling, ooh, I'm starting to get, a little pumped up here and I'm starting to, maybe I'm not so nice to some people. Okay, maybe I'm becoming a little demanding, things like that. And thinking I'm better than someone else, you need to start looking at yourself and grounding yourself. Because like I said, God did create us. When they said God created us all equal, he really did. No one is better than anyone else. No one. I don't care what your race is, what your religion is, what your creed is. I don't care what color you are. I don't give a crap, okay? What any of that is, how tall you are, how short you are, whatever. We're all equal. The only thing that's different is how our different personalities and different things that, God gave us individual, created us as individuals, okay? But we're all equal. Ego is something that, we all have emotions, we all have these things within us, but those are the things that develop and get out of control because of what's within us, okay? Because the ego is all about self-esteem. Okay, and we all need a healthy self-esteem. Okay, we all need that. Um, there's nothing wrong with loving yourself and feeling good about yourself, because that's what's necessary. Okay, no one should ever let you feel like you're any less than them. Okay, just because someone is a high power person in whatever capacity they have doesn't mean they're any better than a person who has zero money, zero job, and living on the street. That's still a human being and still created equally by God. So, you know, um, ego also drives our self-worth. Okay. Um, you can get out of control with that as well too. What are we worth? Um, I'm worth so much more than you because I have an ability that you don't have. Oh, hell no. Hell to the no. Okay? Not the way it is. Again, God created us equal. That's all man-made crap. You know what I'm saying? That's all of us allowing our ego to, your ego has a lot of different veins, but we're not going down that one. We're going to go down the one that I'm talking about today, because that video just spawned me to create this video about ego. It really, really bothered me. I don't ever say anything bad about any other, and I'm just talking about my career now, any other psychic medium. I do know when there's a fraud because I am a psychic medium and I am a legit one. So I do know when there's a fraud. And I will warn, my clients and people I know about those. What I'll just give them some hints on what to look for. But I'm not knocking anybody at all. I don't knock the way people read. Okay, that's a slang term for insulting them or putting them down, knocking them. I don't, I don't say bad things about, the way they read tarot because everybody reads differently. I don't say bad things about how people get their information. In speaking to the past over loved ones and how they deliver that information, as long as they are not BSing the client, okay? I just have problems with people that are frauds and liars with that situation. But when people are absolutely legit, I don't care how your message comes to you. I don't care how you deliver it, as long as you deliver it and you're helping your client, making them feel good. So, I feel I was watching, this it's like this particular psychic medium for a while because I do like the way he reads. I do, like him. I don't think he's a bad person at all. He's extremely good at what he does. But I started seeing him in my mind's eye, his feet, like his whole body, like floating up off the ground. That means his ego is inflating. And then I started seeing his videos and I'm starting to notice that. And today, with that video today, after other videos, that he was like saying some things, knocking, the way, these really wonderful, he didn't say any names, of course not, he didn't say any names, but it doesn't matter because he's talking about these people, okay? He may just say, hey, he could have said, I don't read this way. You guys know how I read, and that's how I'm delivering the messages. He did not have to say the way other mediums read is BS. So to me, that was BS to say that against other psychic mediums. So if a show comes back on, of course I'm gonna watch it. I still like him. He just has a lot to learn. So like I said, I saw like his whole in my mind's eye, his whole body lifting up. That told me his ego is being inflated. And as I started watching his videos in time, I could see how that was actually happening. So today was just validation of what I had seen, that his ego is inflating. I know, he gets nervous on stage a little bit. We all do if we're in front of like, hundreds or thousands of people. But being in the public eye and being on social media, you have to watch what you say. And especially if you're going to, knock your own industry, like you don't do that. That's just not nice, period. It's just not nice. And so, I just wanted to touch on that today. If you feel as a person, you don't have to even be in this industry, in whatever you're doing in life, okay? Um, Try and be a nice person. If you're in a particular field, don't start knocking your fellow associates in that field. Unless someone is a definite fraud or something, then they take that up elsewhere. But don't start, having when you feel like your ego's inflating, you're starting to say things like that, like, oh, I don't read that, or I don't do that way. That's not the right way. My way is the right way, and mine's the best way. And you bill yourself, or your people bill you out of ego and more yes ability, and they bill you because you have a lot of followers. Your bill now is the best. Who's the best? Who's to say that you are the best? Who's to say that? Who's to say that the other getting cold chills? They're validating to me. No, you're not. You're good at how you deliver, okay, your career. You're good at what you do. It doesn't mean that someone else getting messages or how they, function in their career is any less than what you do, okay? So I'm a little worked up here because I thought about it today, and it upset me. And I said, when I come home, I'm going to make a little video about this. I didn't like it, and I usually don't post anything. I didn't post on any other videos that he said things. I didn't do anything. I was just kind of observing and seeing if he would stop that, or it was like a 1 or 2 time thing, and he wouldn't say it anymore. But when the ego starts to get bigger and bigger, they start to be a little more unkind to other people, and that doesn't fly with me. And I don't care how good someone is in their career, okay? If they start being mean to other people and just rude and demanding and whatever, I'm not going to deal with you anymore. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if I needed you. I'd find someone else. And I wouldn't even watch you anymore. I would just like delete you and cut you out of my life, because I don't like people like that. I am not like that. I wouldn't dare, say horrible things about these amazing mediums, these psychic mediums that I see. Okay, they're wonderful. They're just passing along, messages that they get from these lovely people's passed over loved ones. And again, how they get their message is no, never mind. The bottom line is the message. The bottom line is the message delivered, okay? So if you see someone, or you feel someone, or you feel yourself, getting a little out of control, find a way to ground yourself, okay? Stop. Check yourself. If somebody says, hey, you know what, you're starting to be a little rude lately, or you're a little demanding lately, or, what's up? You have an attitude. You might want to stop and check that out with yourself, because sometimes we get so carried away like that, and our ego is just pulling us, and we don't even realize it. And so you find a way to ground yourself, and for everybody that will be, that'll be different. Some people just have to look at their lives and be like, God, thank you for this. Because let me just tell you something. God gave that guy his ability. God gave me my ability. God gave people in all different industries their ability. And if you start acting like that and being mean and abusing it, and your ego is just hurting other people or just insulting other people, you can wake up one day and your ability is gone. Gone. Don't think that can't happen. Yes, it can. Because if God created it, believe me, he could take it right away. I don't wish that on this guy because again, I think he's lovely. I just think the people around him and everything, it's all just gotten to him, and he's just his ego has just become very inflated, and it's inflating more and more. I could see. So someone needs to give him the truth of the matter. A lot of people don't like to say things to people that have, start to become get a little more power, and, things like that. They're afraid to say things. I know I'm not, but they are. And then therefore that person, they become worse and worse. So I wish the best for this psychic medium. I really do. I wish him the best. I will continue watching him because I do like him. And I do like the way he reads, and I do, he seems lovely. His family seems lovely. But if it does get out of control, I won't. I won't follow him anymore. I won't watch him anymore. I won't enjoy him anymore. So I just want to put this out there to you guys. I am a little upset, but I'm more disappointed. I'm just disappointed that someone in this industry could be so mean like that and be rude and then insult others in their field. I just don't get that. I really don't. So thank you. It's a little rant and rave here maybe, but I just want to touch a little bit on what ego can do to a person. And if you see someone like that, or you're feeling like that, if you're able to say something, or or if someone says something to you, stop and think about it, okay? And then mull over your life and say, oh, maybe I am. I got to ground myself somehow so this just doesn't happen to me anymore. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a great upcoming week. Take care.